Namaskar friends, welcome to Aspirant Assemble YouTube channel. So today we're going to discuss about different articles from 8th October 2024. Okay, so there is very important articles. Some of the articles are very interesting. Okay, so we're going to discuss about microRNA. So recently, two scientists got Nobel Prize regarding this research microRNA. So a tiny RNA that holds the key to how organisms develops. So what are the benefits about the tiny RNA? How it's mm, helps in our medical field to tackle autoimmune diseases. So that we will see. The similar articles also in the Hindu regulating rule. Okay. Then we will discuss about economic aid to defense. India Maldives reset ties after talk and with Maldives facing forex crunch. So these are the different articles that covered by the Indian Express and the Hindu. India gives 750 million currency swap agreement. Okay, we'll see what is the currency swap agreement also. The third article about a rebalancing of India's great power relation. So we'll talk about India's foreign policy and how it's involved with different actors in the global arena like USA, China, Russia, and all countries, France. Okay, so we'll see that. And then fourth article is unpacking of center's affidavit on marital rape. So it's a judiciary and center debate regarding the marital rape. So that we will see. The next one is nations with mineral reserves need for energy transition. We'll see different mineral reserves in different countries and how these minerals are used in different fields, so that we'll see. And next one is on caseous provisions in prison manual. So we earlier discussed about this topic, so these are the redundant topics like caseous remark and Indian Maldives relation. So we'll check on that. And next one is on the need for a different framework on passive mutual funds. So we'll see on that mutual funds related topic. How high performance buildings are next step towards sustainable future. So we'll check HPV, the high performance building and sustainable future relation. Then 930 is ultra processed fast food causing diabetics in India. So how ultra processed fast foods are causing diabetics in India. So that it's a study. So we'll check on that. And next one is the Republic of Language. So recently five classical language added into the list. Earlier was six languages already added. So another five languages are added. So that we will see the Republic of Languages. I also covered this topic in yesterday's session. So 11th topic is on way to climate resilience. So what are the climate resilience? We'll check on this. Then long road ahead. So this topic we'll see in covered in the Indian Express. The kids are online. So in this topic, we'll see how the social media and online platforms are affecting the kids' lifestyle. So children's are affecting by using these online platforms. So that we'll see. Then 14th articles is called by C. Rajagopalchari in a foreign affairs related writer. So we'll see middle path in Middle East, harnessing the power of AI. So AI related how we harness the power of AI. The agri sector report card. So agriculture sector, how it's performing in last 2 decades. So that we'll see. And last one is Marburg virus. So it's a deadly virus. It's endemic in African continent, African countries, affecting African countries especially. So we'll see these topics. So let's go to discuss about the Nobel Prize discovery about miRNA, that is called microRNA. So this topic is basically related to how this discovery will benefit to humankind and health related revolutions. So So let's first understand the what are these RNA and mRNA and microRNA. So you know the basic structure of basic unit is cell. So after nucleus from nucleus will build the cell, then chromosome, then DNA structure. There is different histone protein, nucleosome, then nucleotide. So what are the nucleotide? A, T, C, G, thymine, adenine, cytosine, and guanine. So you can see DNA is deoxyribose nucleic acid, so it's a double helix structure. So it's called deoxyribose. Then RNA is ribose nucleic acid. Okay. So difference is the nucleobases. So what nucleobases? The thymine is present in DNA, but uracil nucleobase is present in RNA. So the thing is, the bridge between RNA and protein synthesis, the bridge between DNA and protein synthesis is RNA. Okay, RNA is chemically similar to DNA, but except that contains ribose adds a sugar as substitute. The nucleobases uracil. Okay, it's single standard rather than a double standard helix. It's a single standard RNA rather than a double standard to get from DNA written in one chemical language to a protein. So DNA to protein. So RNA is the bridge or works as a bridge. So that is called transcription and translation. The process of DNA to RNA known as transcription. So DNA to RNA known as transcription. During transcription, a DNA strand provides a template for synthesis, a complementary RNA standard. The transcription of gene molecules provides a messenger RNA that is called mRNA that actually acts as a messenger. So DNA starts transcription process is called transcription, then transcription to mRNA, then its translation to protein. Okay, this is the process. So RNA, mRNA to protein is called translation. So these many things, if you understood, then we'll check what is the discovery. So another thing, and we discuss the chromosome carries genetic information. That this chromosome carries genetic information is this DNA in the form of DNA as a toolbox. So this chromosome carry the genetic information like called DNA. Okay. So every cell more or less identical to same identical to. So so different cell has different job. So different cell perform different job. Example like nerve cell perform different job and muscle cells perform different jobs. So the study is basically about how genes regulation works. So how this genes regulation to what are the genes genetic materials coming and how these genes are regulated. So which leads to the discovery of microRNA. So genetic info stored in the DNA. So inside nucleus of each cell. So first one is nucleus. सेल के अंदर होता है न्यूक्लियस देन क्रोमोजोम से डीएनए स्ट्रक्चर डीएनए जेनेटिक मटेरियल्स आता है सो डीएनए के बाद तुम्हारा एमआरएनए कन्वर्ट होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसक्रिप्शन देन एमआरएनए से प्रोटीन होता है ट्रांसलेशन से so these are all the processes so it's a copy of mRNA then a molecule that contains direct to cell then its synthesis to protein the protein to different functions like muscles that function in muscle contraction and mm, then nerve to communicate. The nerve cell helps him to communicate different nerve cells. Okay. Then what are these discoveries? So two scientists, one named Victor Ambros, Victor Ambros and Gray Rupcom. So these two scientists discovered this thing in the medicine field. So Victor Ambros and Gray Rupcom is the discovery of microRNA. Small RNA regulates of gene expression in eukaryotes. So we are eukaryotes, prokaryotes in eukaryotes. Okay. So and its role in gene regulation after transcription. So after transcription, it's converted to mRNA. So how gene regulated after transcription, after converting to mRNA. So how it's regulated. So this is about the study. The process of making an RNA copy, messenger RNA or mRNA of a gene's DNA sequence, and after cellular machinery is activated after protein production. Okay, cellular mechanism after protein production, cellular mechanism is started. So it was believed that gene regulation was limited to specified function. So earlier we believed that it's believed that gene regulation was limited to specialized protein and called transcription factor. That is called transcription factor, which bind to specific regulation in DNA. Okay, and determine which mRNA are produced. So DNA to mRNA convert where came in a transcription. So we are believed that it's limited to specialized protein. So we believed that. But after this study, so in 1996 there was a study about 1 millimeter long mutant roundworm called C. elegans. So that C. elegans in that year also they got the Nobel Prize by providing this proof later to prove that regulation is not confined to transcription factors. Instead, regulation by mRNAs occurs at later stage. Okay, later stage instead regulation by microRNA occurs at later stage in process of gene expression, post transcription, and there is a stage called post transcription. Transcription के बाद post transcription, and despite these seminal findings, it was initially thought that it unusual mechanism and it's only peculiar to C genes only. But later we find that it's also, however, the discovery of another microRNA is encoded in the gene present in all organisms. So we were believed that it's only present in this C. elegans roundworm, but it's all present in the other organisms also beyond the around. In 2001, there was a study microRNA were found to abundant in invertebrates and vertebrates. Okay, it's some highly conserved exospecies, suggesting that microRNA mediated post-transcriptional regulation in is a general regulatory functions. Okay, so these are the discovery, but how its benefit like cancer, diabetes, and autoimmune disease that are associated with dysregulated microRNA. So अभी हमें पता चल गया है कि microRNA है. So if dysfunction in this microRNA, so different diseases are cancer, diabetes, and autoimmune disease. Okay, type 2 diabetes is autoimmune. Type 2 diabetes are happening so, like frequently in um, frequent in people like most of the diabetics are in type 2. So that's a type 1. Sorry, type 1. That's a autoimmune disease. Most of the type 2 diabetics are related to our food habits and that food consuming like triglycerides we are consuming. So that article is also see uh, today's articles that also they are like how type 2 diabetics are affecting our type 2 diabetics are occurring due to our lifestyle. Okay, so this study will helpful in microRNA expression. Okay, cancer dysregulation, including application or deletion of microRNA. So we can modify or delete this microRNA to control abnormal transcriptional. Okay, transcription, then post-transcription we see. So in transcriptional process, so we can eliminate these deleting by these defects. Okay. So studies have shown that dysregulation microRNA affecting the biological capability of cancer cell acquired during tumor development, like including sustaining proliferative signals and resisting cell death and activating process that allow cancer cell to spread in the body. So we can do this different to eliminate the diseases. MicroRNA can serve as potential biomarkers. So potential biomarkers in human cancer diagnosis and prolongs therapeutic okay, therapeutic targets. Okay. So microRNA can initiate the production of autoantibodies and contribute the pathogenesis of autoimmune disease. Okay. So it also can produce antibiotic and contribute the pathogenesis of autoimmune disease, including rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis disease. Okay. Several microRNA associated diagnosis biomarkers have already been deployed and used in clinical, so it is currently in clinical testing. So candidate drug targeting microRNAs are currently being clinically tried. So we'll try different disease how it's hopefully we find the cure of most of the disease like cancer, diabetics are these are the diseases. Okay. So this study earlier about C elegans that contains two genes called LIN4 and LIN14 genes. So there they found that LIN4 inhibits in LIN14. So it's prevents in LIN14. So how? So LIN4 having that produce a tiny RN produces one teeny RN that micro RN did not code for protein like most genes do. Block but block the activity of LIN14. So it's blocking the activity of LN14. That's it. So later they saw that LNN4 not stopping but preventing. It's not stopping but preventing that activity from making that protein cell. Okay. So this was the study. This is all related to this microRNA thing. Hopefully are able to understand what are the things this microRNA will help. So let's go discuss about the economic aid to defense India. Maldives is attached at the top. Okay. So recently we have provided $400 billion of currency swap agreement. So currency swap agreement means so we provided that dollar, then dollar to Maldives. From India to Maldives, we provided dollar. So dollar, so it will Maldives will pay us with Indian currency. Okay. So that is the currency swap agreement. So now we get to defense and India Maldives reset ties after talk. So India Maldives vision document key takeaways. What are the key takeaways? Political exchange in order to intensify exchange at leadership and ministerial levels. Two sides will expand them by including parliamentaries and local government representative or development cooperation, provide assistance to Maldives in addressing housing challenges, extend full support for the timely completion of flagship Greater Mali Connectivity (GMCP) project under tech feasibility study to connect island Tisafusi and Gravru as an extension. Collaborating developments state to state art from commercial Sulawesi Islands and jointly work in establishing agriculture economic zone. So trade economic cooperation, bilateral free trade agreement. Okay. So promoting bilateral investment and close engagement between two business. So digital financial cooperation also. So India's UPI also implemented in Maldives. So Maldives are using our India-made UPI platforms. So whenever any tourist from India will go to Maldives, then they will pay in Indian currency. Okay, so they will collect this Indian currency and according to that currency swap agreement. So it's huge benefit to their tourism sector. Okay, so within that currency they will pay back. So that is the currency swap agreement basically. So health cooperation, promoting linkage between hospitals in India and facilities and improving access to essential health services in Maldives. So establishing India Maldives Anus Aushadhi Kendra across Maldives. Work together on improving mental health also. Okay. So these are the key articles about the India Maldives relation. So next article, rebalancing of India's great power relation. Okay. So next article is about the rebalancing of India great power relation. So recently there was a summit in Wellington, Delaware about Quad summit. So Quad is basically four nation summit that included USA, Japan, Australia, and none other than India. हमारा प्यारा भारत. Okay. So Quad summit was there. Then BRICS summit. Big summit was held by our national security advisor Ajit Doval, NSA Ajit Doval ji. So this was meeting about the national security advisor for BRICS nations. So BRICS is basically Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay. So there is Russia and China also. Okay. Okay. So you can see the BRIC nations and similarly the Quad nations. So our Prime Minister visited to the Quad summit and BRIC summit visited by NSA. So similarly, France visit also did by our NSA. Okay. Then Russia visit also after PM Modi visited Russia in July. Then Modi visited to Ukraine. Okay. So this article basically how India is influencing his foreign policy and maintaining the balance between these countries. And there is USA and China trade war is going on. Then USA supporting Ukraine in the Russia-Ukraine war. So USA also rivalry to Russia. Then Russia buys crude oil from India buys crude oil from Russia. So there was speculating that USA will impose us sanctions. But in that uh, in Indian foreign policy, that impact that USA did not impose sanctions on India after buying the Russian oils. So that is the win of diplomacy, I say. So role of peacemaker. So India will play as a role. Actually, we stand a neutral stance and we know the different perspective of the different nations. So that's why we can make as a make as a mediator and work as a peacemaker in the region. Okay. So Doval Putin visit. So NSA Ajit Doval also briefed that PM's visit to Ukraine. So after PM visit to Ukraine, so NSA Ajit Doval also met Putin. Okay. After visit to Ukraine in August. Wait, application got crashed. Then India France strategic dialogue was there. Mr. Doval also again visited to in France. So India to insert itself into a global peacemaking initiative. Russia's dilemma is most important of them. While India's strategic relationship with USA is relatively new, but India-Russia relation was much old, decade old. So when Bangladesh liberation in 1917 was happening, so China and Pakistan don't want this to happen, but Russia at that time during this war, so Russia sent their troops to help sustain their naval ships to help India. Okay, so this is strategic. So Russia is always a friend of mine, friend of us. So that Russian oils how we buy. Okay, end of the conflict. So we go for our own interest. So nation's interest. So we buy cheap Russian oil. Russia, China, and France. So recently we saw that Russia is tilted towards China because of the USA and USA supporting Ukraine. So that then needed support from China. So hallmark of India's foreign policy for Mr. Modi's leadership during the last one decade is friendly and cooperative, sometimes transactional and relationship with USA. Non-adversarial, non-ideological. So this disproportionate relationship with Russia. However, Russia's foreign policy under Putin has primarily driven to two key objectives, that is Moscow imaging nexus and promoting multipolar world. Okay. So this Russian diplomacy expanding character, exaperting from past to present. The war between Russia and Ukraine is showing no signs of de-escalation. So whether India can do something about it. And there was another war which going on in Western crisis. So Israel is fighting with different axis of resistance groups, Hamas, Hezbollah, and all other actors, Iran, and Houthi rebels. So and with Iran also. Okay. So how India can negotiate, can able to negotiate to stop this war and make the peace in that region. So these are the factors are involved. So next we go to the next articles. Unpacking centers affidavit on marital rape. So the next articles is about the marital rape. So MRE, the marital rape exception. So marital rape exception provided to the married couple. Okay, for married one. So not married, and if the married personality is Okay, less than 18 year of age, so then if they married, but it will come under not come under this exception. Okay. So earlier it was in section 60. Uh, Earlier it was in section 375. Okay. Exception 2 of IPC. So recently IPC replaced with old the this colonial IPC rule to BNS. Okay. Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. So where section 63 mention as exception 2 of BNS 2023. Okay. So the thing is that exception is there, the sexual intercourse or sexual act by man with his own wife or wife not being under 18 years of age is not rape. Okay. So this thing is there, but the argument is here that the issue of exception is differential treatment about married and unmarried people. So it's violate actually Article 14. They say like right to equality. So a continuing exception of reasonable sexual access which absent in case of stranger and further another intimate relationship. So the center's argument is that so this exception should be there, but Supreme Court is saying so there need to be revised in this exception. Center's argument is there like recognition of marital rape as criminal offense would affect the sanctity of institutional marriage. The center is telling that the sanctity of institutional marriage lost its relevance if this marital rape exception is not there and it's omitted from this section. Okay, so SC Supreme Court's argument is there. It's a constitutional right in Article 14 that will also come under that marital rape also come under this category. Okay, omit under this category. So these are the discussion. So you can see Article 21 right to life and Article 14 violation. The court's argument is there and institutional argument means center's argument is this. Okay. Statistics show that sexual offenses are generally underreported and the real challenge is proving. Okay. So if we omit this center's argument that if we omit this section, then it may be misused. Okay. So marital rape is a social, not legal issue, and therefore not within the court's jurisdiction. So this one is the central argument. And given that law regulates nearly every aspect of human life and society, it's not clear whether how there can be such a watertight. So this one is the central argument, and this one is the court's argument. Like central address argument on Article 21, 14 and 21 in affidavit indicates that there is a legal issue at stake here. The subject part three is our fundamental rights. So these fundamental rights are guided by our Supreme Court. Okay. So time to time we also revise and there is one thing called judiciary involvement in different like if center is not making any changes or any not getting any attention to the social issues, so SC can show motor action on that. So that is called judicial activism. Okay, so this is this these things are covered in this article. So next we go to the article which nations with mineral reserve need energy transition. Okay, so bauxite major country global data total of 2023. So bauxite major Kenya, Vienna, and Australia. Okay, chromium is Kazakhstan, South Africa, then India also in the third position. cobalt में Congo, Australia, then Indonesia. Okay, so India in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th position here. Okay, third position, but cobalt mm, not in this top 10. Then Chile, Peru, Australia have highest reserve. Chile, Peru, and Australia for copper. India also not there in the position. Then graphite, China, Brazil, then Mozambique. So India in 4, 5, 6, 7th position. Okay. Lithium, Chile, Australia and Argentina. So there is a Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, A, B, C in the South America. Okay. So these are major lithium producing country. So the next is manganese, South Africa, Australia, China. 4, 5, 6. It's also 7 in manganese, molybdenum, China, US, Peru. So then nickel, Indonesia, Australia, and Brazil. Then rare earth materials like top in China, then Vietnam, then fifth position India, the silver in ninth, 10th position. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th position. So here also in 10th position uranium top Kazakhstan, then Namibia, then Canada. So what are these means like? So currently we are using the fossil fuel. Fossil fuel means the from coal or natural gases we are using. So we are moving towards the green transition, like we are using green energy. So what requires? So we are using wind energy, solar. Okay, we are using the nuclear energy. So we're transitioning to this. So these minerals, how it will impact to our this transition. So bauxite is primarily source for wind turbines, solar panels, batteries. So chromium also geothermal and solar power, wind turbines, shielding nuclear power plants. So chromium is using the shielding nuclear power plants. So cobalt is catalyzing the oil industries. Resistant metal oil. So critical component in lithium-ion batteries also. So copper is critical element. So in photovoltaic wind power and battery storage, electric grids. Likewise, graphite also. Then lithium is in the lithium-ion batteries, so we are using those phones are using made with lithium-ion batteries. Okay, so solar, wind power, lithium-ion batteries, electric cars, manganese, then molybdenum, high electrical conductivity but expands little when exposed to heat. So nickel is cathode and lithium-ion battery. So there is a cathode positive and anode negative. So it's a positive nickel using as positive material. Wind power, permanent rare earth minerals, then silver is most important. Clean energy, photovoltaic electric cell, then uranium also nuclear. Lastly, so these articles are then sixth articles is about crash test provision in prison manual. So there is um, so some of the prison manuals there is certain crash test remark like you can see in Tamil Nadu there is a glaring of segregation of barracks caste based. Okay. Then latrine duties, that cleaning of latrines in the cell. In the Rajasthan prisoner manuals, that certain caste treatments on like mm, Mehtar class, okay, or scheduled community, and Brahmin higher class Hindu prisons are only wars in kitchen, so it's a discrimination. So these are all in the Criminal Tribes Act 1871. Okay, so there is a stereotype that tribal population tribals are criminals like habituated offender. Okay, so these These are also mentioned in West Bengal Jail Code 44404 also. Some of the various stipulated convicted overseas may be appointed in night watchman only if does not of any class that have strong natural tendency to escape such men and wandering tribes. Okay. So these are discrimination activities. So it's violating actually which articles the 50 Article 51A, the discrimination, caste-based discrimination, then untouchability obviously in Article 17. So Article 14, that's right to equality. Okay, these are violating. So this article basically to talks about to change these manuals. So Supreme Court asked Indian government to flag this. Okay, regional manuals. Okay. This article is only about this, so nothing much. This was next article is on the need to different framework for passive mutual funds. So Security Exchange Board of India. So that is actually market related things. It is observing. Okay, there is a liberated mutual funds like MF Light framework. So intends to promote entry of new players in the mutual funds. Present diversified investment opportunity for retail investor through less risky schemes. Present is retail investor only less risky schemes and enhance market liquidity. So it will promote market liquidity. What separate from what? Consider less risky compared to the actively managed peers. Okay. So says PSS and Nifty 50 try mimic their performance. In other words, these funds try to deliver returns on tandem with benchmark they are following. So এটা হচ্ছে easily tracked ହେଇପାରିବ. Okay. Then asset management company AMC ରେ okay regulate କରିବ the funds thus have negligible discretion. Governance and structural responsibility how it's help in nuclear. So it will encourage in two measures like governance structure and requirement for net worth holding. So net worth is the difference between the asset and liability. So net worth how we are calculated, difference between what are the assets and what are our liabilities. So passively managed mutual funds schemes are generally considered less risky compared to the actively managed peers. So usually track a benchmark index such as BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, Sensex, and Nifty 50 national stock exchange and try to mimic their performance. Okay, these famous teams mimic net worths of 35 crore and appropriate for AMC operating passive funds. Success passively managed schemes is subject to two factors, namely TER, refer to cost associated with running and managing a scheme. Tracking the errors. So next articles we're going to talks about is how high performance buildings are next step towards sustainable future. So high performance building means the sustainable buildings. High performance building is sustainable. So how it's sustainable? Sustainability in the building sectors has been Center for Climate Change and Resource Use and Energy Efficiency. So sustainable in climate change, resource use, and energy efficiency. How energy efficient the buildings are. Okay. Failing to act could result in higher energy consumption and greater dependency on fossil fuel. Okay. So 40% of total final energy consumption globally we are doing. So 28% energy related to carbon emission. So carbon emission were showing those energy we are using that approximately 28%. 30% of national energy use and 20% of its carbon emission according to the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Okay. Urbanization accelerates. India is surpassing this global benchmark. Okay. So Indiaର urban population expect କରାହଉଛି କି 600 million about 2030 ରେ. So there is a sustainable what are the high performance? High performance building is called otherwise called green building. Okay. So what is green building? are used interchangeably in the field of sustainable construction. So sustainability goal is the key feature like energy efficiency, water conservation, and material sourcing. Okay. So what are the sustainable things? Yes, natural lighting ର use କେମିତି ହବ ଠିକ ସେ ventilation ର use, the terrain water management and using sustainable material କେମିତି ହବ, low U valve windows and maximize the thermal efficiency କେମିତି ହେଇପାରିବ। ତ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ କହୁଛି। So energy efficiency high performance ର building ହଉଛି। So building management, okay। So net zero building ବି କୁହାଯାଉଛି energy management and water resource use କରିବାରେ। So example ହଉଛି ଇନ୍ଦ୍ର पर्यावरण भवन, okay, न्यू दिल्ली ରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଅଛି। Some of other example is Urja Bhavan in New Delhi and Infosys campus in Hyderabad and Infosys in Bangalore. So automation artificial intelligence କୁ use କରିକି ମଧ୍ୟ additional future କରିପାରିବ ଯେମିତି intelligent ecosystem create କରିପାରିବ, adjust lighting, temperature and all. So filtration, manual lighting and optimal thermal comfort. Okay, these are the sustainable features in the high performance building. Low carbon, more use of sustainable economy. Okay, these are the indices. TCS Spark also incorporating the extensive green spaces. Okay. So next article is ultra high processed fast food leading to cause of diabetics in India. So there is a advanced glycerin glycation and products. Okay. So taku kuhahochi AG is agent crushed. So that is causing diabetic cause କରୁଛି। Okay. Glycation କାହାକୁ କୁହାଯାଉଛି non enzymatic chemical process। Okay. The sugar molecules bind to a protein and lipid କେମିତି ହୁଏ leads to harmful reaction in body। The sugar molecules binds to a protein and lipid। Okay। So low AG diet କୋଉଟା କହୁଛି fruit vegetables ଆମର low AG diet, so high ଯୋଉଟା fast food ଆମେ ଖାଉଛନ୍ତି। Okay। So type 2 diabetes create କରୁଛି ଯେମିତି pancreas ରେ less insulin create କରିବ। Okay। insulin resistance ହେଇଯିବ ଆମ body, impacting lifestyles of food consuming ଯୋଉ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ fast food ଆଉ ଯୋଉଟା fried ଜିନିଷ ଯୋଉ ଖାଉଛନ୍ତି, so fried actually ବେଶୀ more AG create କରୁଛି। Okay। ତ ଟାଇପ 1 ଡାଇବେଟିସ୍ ଯୋଉଟା ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା କହିଲି ଅଟୋଇମ୍ୟୁନ୍ ଡିଜିଜ୍ ଯୋଉଟା ଏଥିରେ କି नो ଇନ୍ସୁଲିନ୍ କ୍ରିଏଟ୍ ହବ, ଇମ୍ୟୁନ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଆଫେକ୍ଟ କରିବ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆଇସୋଲେଟ୍ ସେଲ୍ସ ଯୋଉଟା ପାନକ୍ରିଆସ ରେ ଅଛି। ଓକେ। ଇଣ୍ଟରନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଫୁଡ ସିକ୍ୟୁରିଟି ଆଣ୍ଡ ନ୍ୟୁଟ୍ରିସନ ଯୋଉଟା ପବ୍ଲିଶ ଷ୍ଟଡି କରିଛି। So when sugar reacts with fats and protein during high temperature cooking, so जोटा broiled, not boiled, fried जोटा कराଉଛି, frying and roasting जो कराଉଛି, they are directly linked to the inflammation and key factor behind diabetes. So that is the study. So next article quickly we have to finish. Okay, the Republic of Languages. Okay, why broadening the list of classical languages could result in vertical fragmentation of society. So horizontal fragmentation ହେଇଥିଲା ବ୍ରିଟିଶ ଟାଇମରେ। ଓକେ। ଏବେ ଭର୍ଟିକାଲ ପ୍ରାୟୋରିଟାଇଜେସନ ଉପରେ କୁହାଯାଉଛି। This article actually political based like this article is saying there is a political motive to dividing this language based and adding this language to not this one adding to language this to our adding to language to our classical list. Okay, there was six language earlier, but again five added. What are those? Bengali, Assamese, Pali, Prakriti. Okay, these languages recently added to the list. Okay,
Another one is one earlier like Assami, Bangla, Kannadi. So ଆମର 8th schedule ରେ 22 language added ଅଛି ଏବେ, that is there.
So next article was here on way to climate resilience. So this climate resilience related question was asked in the OPSC mains also. So that's why it's important. Global goal adaptation. So GGA is enhancing adaptation capability and strengthen resilience, reduce vulnerability in climate change. So outcome this address the issue like climate induced water scarcity and attaining climate resilience food production. So climate resilience means so the climate change ହଉଛି ତାକୁ ରିଷ୍ଟେନ୍ କରିପାରିବ ମାନେ ତାକୁ ରେଜିଷ୍ଟ କରି କହିପାରିବ ସେଇ ପ୍ରକାର ଫୁଡ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ସନ ୱାଟର ସ୍କାର୍ସିଟିକୁ ଆମେ କେମିତି ଟ୍ୟାକେଲ କରିପାରିବା. So adoption finance that is talking about the developing countries that some amount of fund they will provide due to the historical emission there. Okay, so there is a COP29 summit will be happening in Baku. Okay, so June 2024 negotiation exemplifies the need of collaboration and compromise the consensus in modalities in work programs allow indicating the development. Okay, so these articles only for there, and there is another long road ahead. So recent the SCO meeting will happen in Pakistan. So SCO, so Jaishankar will visit our foreign external affairs minister. Okay, so in October 15 and 16, after 9 years, the external affairs minister Sushma Swaraj visited. Okay, so SCO summit earlier in India. So their their external minister Bhutto, okay, from Pakistan came to visit and he again pressing that issue, the Kashmir issue. Okay, so our Shankar Minister, external affairs minister, during a press briefing, was talking about this SCO is only a multilateral discussion, not bilateral discussion will happen with Pakistan. So that's the thing. So deteriorated our relation after the abrogation of Article 370. Okay, SC summits will multilateral, not discuss with Indian Pakistan ties. So जब तक है टेररिज्म तब तक हम कुछ डिस्कस ही नहीं करेंगे. जो क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म फैला रहा है पाकिस्तान. ओके, सो वो हमारा कंसर्न है. जब तक वो खत्म नहीं होता तब तक हम ऐसा बायलैटरल डिस्कशन नहीं होगा. ओके, दैट्स द थिंग. देन डिजिटल जेनजी जेनजी को ଅଛି ମାନକ sir. So there is talking about emotional maturity. So some talking about until attain this emotional maturity, kids should not be provided with any kind of online material accessing phones or tablets. So in UK ରେ smartphone free childhood declare କରାହଉଛି, but USA ରେ same ban in social media. But Meta recently teenage account introduce କରିଛି. So there they will regulate the content which teenage population can see in the online platform. So there should be a shared responsibility for parents, schools, and government to do this. And not only these things are in paper, so it should be practically implemented and it will impact the children's mental health. And then there is also called the loneliness factor. Okay, child safety also there. Okay, so mental health also like suicide rates are currently
rising. Okay, so loneliness is one factor. So we have to promote that childhood interact with our society. They get to know what are the societal issues and all, rather than promoting the online devices. So that is this article is talking about. So middle path in Middle East. So that is Iran-Israel war, a dangerous regional war is going on. Then Arab partnership engagement has with India. So hierarchy of interest. So it's talking about India's interest, how it will hierarchy, make a hierarchy with their partners countries. Okay. So we are also highest engagement in Arab countries. So Iran also we have engagement in Chabahar port, then oil oil factories there. Okay. So Iran also that one corridor ଗୋଟେ build କରାହଉଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି ଇରାନ ଦେଇକି ଯିବ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିବ ୟୁରୋପ ସହିତ ଓକେ ମିଡିଲ ଇଷ୍ଟ ଦେଇକି ମଧ୍ୟ ଯିବ ଇସ୍ରାଏଲ ଦେଇକି ବି ଯାଉଛି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଓକେ so objective construction of hierarchy of Indian interest in Middle East okay so population nearly Arab countries of 500 million so Israel of 10 million and Middle East countries okay 90 million major commercial technological political diplomatic okay so Arab overshadow historical civilization ties with India deep religious connection ରହିଛି so massive financial plot and growing ties in role of energy and defense large Indian diaspora ମଧ୍ୟ Arab country ରହିଛନ୍ତି ତ ଇରାନର ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାନ୍ସ ରହିଛି ଇନର ଏସିଆନ୍ ରିଜିଅନ୍ ବାଇପାସ୍ ଦ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ବ୍ୟାରିୟର ପାକିସ୍ତାନକୁ ଆମେ ବ୍ୟାରିୟର ପାକିସ୍ତାନ ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ୟାରିୟର ନା ମିଡିଲ ଇଷ୍ଟ ତ ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ଏସିଆନ୍ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରି ସହିତ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିବା ଆଉ ୟୁରୋପ ସହିତ କନେକ୍ଟିଭିଟିରେ ଯଦି ଆମ ପାକିସ୍ତାନ ସହିତ ଭଲ ରିଲେସନ ଥାନ୍ତା ତ ଆମେ ପାକିସ୍ତାନ ଦେଇକି ହିଁ ଯାଇପାରିଥାନ୍ତୁ ବଟ୍ that's hindrance to us so that's why we're using Iran's port and country to make all this make possible okay significant diplomatizing cultivating Iran's hydrocarbon superpower okay all natural gas ର ଭଣ୍ଡାର ସେ massive number of sanctions जो USA impose କରୁଛି okay ଟ୍ରମ୍ପ ଟାଇମରେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡାଏ ସାଙ୍କସନ ଇମ୍ପୋଜ ହୋଇଥିଲା ବଟ୍ ବାଇଡେନଙ୍କ ଟାଇମରେ କିଛି କୋହଳ କରାଯାଇଛି ତ 1979ରେ ଯୋଉ ଇସଲାମିକ ରିପବ୍ଲିକ ରିଭଲ୍ୟୁସନ ହେଲା ଇରାନରେ ତାପରେ ଏ ଜିନିଷ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଛି ଆରବିଆନ ପେନିନସୁଲା ଓକେ ସୋ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର ଇସ୍ରାଏଲର ରିଲେସନ ରହିଛି ସେମିତି ସିକ୍ୟୁରିଟି ଆଣ୍ଡ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜିକାଲ ଡୋମେନ ଉପରେ ଓକେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟର ତ ବେଶୀ ଟାଏ ଭଲ ରହିଛି ବଟ୍ ଯୋଉ ହାର୍ସ ପଲିସି ଗାଜା ୱେଷ୍ଟ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କରେ ଇସ୍ରାଏଲର ଆଉ ପାଲେଷ୍ଟିନ ଷ୍ଟେଟହୁଡକୁ ମାନୁନାହିଁ Israel. So that is the real question: how we can do that engagement with different actors? The Abraham Accord is with Israel and different Arab countries versus different Arab countries. There's Saudi Arabia is there and um, all other Gulf countries. Okay, GCC countries, Gulf countries. There is UAE also there and Bahrain, those countries. So this article is only to talk about this. So harnessing the power of AI. So inclusive growth and innovation recorded. Okay. Then India's economic growth rate is 7% in next 5 years. Prediction କରାଯାଉଛି so IMF's global growth report 3.2% in global growth report. Okay. India hosting G20 and global partnership on AI. India's AI market is 17 billion by 2027. Forecast କରାଯାଇଛି. ଯୋଉଟା କି 20 to 30% between increase କରିବ NASSCOM କହିଛି. Okay. The Gen AI, generative AI, India leads among 13 Asia Pacific countries. So India lead coach generative AI ରେ Deloitte report କହୁଛି. So India AI mission, the 5 year budget allocate କରାଯାଇଛି 10,000 crores. So AI specific sectoral growth specific focus କରାଯାଇଛି sectoral challenges and opportunity ambition to complete staying with absent a piece a list of global AI advancement. Okay. So only logistics sector just example never it was inefficient a decade ago. So 10 years ago it was inefficient, but after automation and optimizing with basic forecasting and historical data analysis and all, so it's boosting its India is boosting logistics sector. So like that India should promote the R&D and India hosts 20% of world's data. But we don't have sufficient data center, only 2% of data center is there in and cloud computing infrastructure less than 2% in global capacity compared to global capacity. So in India, National Semiconductor Mission also uh, need to be focused on. Okay. The first is imperative development robust AI governance is required. Second, transparency is need to be required. Then promote of inclusive AI development. Okay. Finally, investigating in ethical research, ethical dilemma जो रही moral concern रही नेकी AI को. So that need to focus. So next article is 16 articles. Last two number article. Okay. Niti Aayog's paper published about farm sectoral growth. So annual GPA for crop, fisheries and livestock and forestry. Okay. So compared to 1884 and 85, so to 1993 and 2024, there is average constant price growth is 2.9%. Then diversification, okay, then cereal production increased from 182 to 303 between 2004 to 2023. Okay. Household consumption according to the National Sample Survey report. Okay, Sample Survey Organization. So 153 million ton and 56 million ton were consuming. So gap was 29.5. So gap is actually what how much we are product producing and how much we are consuming. The difference is there. Okay, 229.5 was there in 2004 and 5, but 84 million ton in 11 and 12, but here 2023 there is 151 million. So production consumption of milk production was 92.5 million ton. So then it's increased to 203. So highest in teach is there. So desegregate diversion. So agriculture 2.3% annual growth rate at 2011 price. So there is a we are comparing with a stable price rate. So stable price rate was there in 2011-12. So that's why we're comparing with that. So adjusting inflation during 2014 and 15. Okay. During UPA government there is 3.4%. So during UPA 10 years there is agricultural sector growth was more compared to the current NDA of around 2.3% growth. Okay. So that is the thing we are comparing in the agriculture growth card. So in that report they saw that like agriculture अपेक्षा जो livestock ଆଉ ଯୋଉଟା diversification crop to ହେଇଛି so that is there in the report. Okay. So major ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି କି ପଞ୍ଜାବ ହରିୟାଣା ୱେଷ୍ଟ ବେଙ୍ଗଲରେ listରେ absent ରହିଛି. So these are the major food bowl of food bowl of our country. Okay. So there is food diversification ହେଇଛି. Okay. Agriculture growth during the last two decades resulted in diversification towards horticulture and other livestock and fisheries. Okay. So diet change ହେଇଛି ଆମର and calorie intake ଆମର change ହେଇଛି from protein, okay, protein micronutrients ବେଶୀ ଇଏ କରୁଛନ୍ତି rather than carbohydrate things, okay, rice thing. So maize ଆଉ ଅଧିକ consume କରୁଛନ୍ତି protein based things, dietary ବେଶୀ ଆଣୁଛନ୍ତି, so health conscious ବେଶୀ ହେଇଯାଇଛନ୍ତି, so that's why. So these are the things in this article. So MSP ମଧ୍ୟ different different ଯୋଉ ଗୁଡାରେ ବେଶୀ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରାଉଛି ସେ କ୍ରପ ଗୁଡା ବେଶୀ ହଉଛି ନା, then oil seed yields are remain low ଅଛି. So these are the articles. Last article is Marburg virus. So the last article, it's a deadliest virus in the Rwanda, East African country. So 80% of infected there is are medical workers only. So there is 1500 medical doctor in Rwanda with respect to 13 million people. So outbreak threatened to the healthcare system only. Healthcare system basically. Okay. Then Marburg virus disease MVD, it's a mortality up to 24 to 88%. First outbreak was in the Marburg, Germany, 1967, belongs to the Flu family, Ebola family. Okay. This cause outbreak is high fatality rate. Okay, high fatality rate ଅଛି. Spread କେମିତି ହେଉଛି? Prolonged export to mines, caves inhabited colonies by Egyptian fruit bat. That is called Roseto spread. Okay, Roseto spread. Human to human contact with bird flu directly ହେଉଛି. The cloth use କରିଲେ indirectly. Symptoms ହେଉଛି virus ହେଉଛି from 2 to 21 days. WHO ଯୋଉ ଯାହା ବି ଦେଇଛି symptoms ହେଉଛି high fever, severe headache, muscle ache, severe watery diarrhea ହବ, abdominal pain ହେଉଛି, cramping ହବ, vomit ହବ, hemorrhage, bleeding ହେଉଛି, fatality 8 to 9 days ଭିତରେ, symptoms blood clot and shocks ରହିବ, blood clot different areas ରେ ଯେମିତି face ରେ ଆସିବ, vomit ରେ ହବ, nose, it coughs, then vagina bleeding. Okay, the prevention, there is no approved vaccines ରହିଛି, but it's in testing phase. Sabine vaccine ଯୋଉଟା US ର ସେଟା experimental phase ରେ ରହିଛି. Dehydration with oral or intravenous fluids. So these are the current status. So thank you for watching this video. Hope this video uh, is helpful to you, and thank you. Bye.